The restaurant was empty. Every table, every chair, cleared in 30 seconds. Vincent Moretti, the man who owned half the city, stood frozen at table 7. His hand trembled around a folded napkin. Inside it, something small. Something that shouldn't exist anymore. A photograph. Black and white. Worn edges. 23 years old. The woman across from him didn't move. Didn't blink. Just watched him turn pale. "Where did you get this?" His voice cracked. Vincent Moretti's voice never cracked. She leaned forward. "The same place you left him." His bodyguards reached for their weapons. He raised one shaking hand. "Don't." Because Vincent Moretti, who'd silenced judges, buried witnesses, and walked through blood without flinching, suddenly looked terrified. Of a diner cook. Before you go further, hit subscribe. Because what this woman knew didn't just silence him. It broke him. But to understand why, we need to go back 3 days, 72 hours earlier. Claire Donovan counted coins on her kitchen table. $11.47. Rent was due in 6 days. Her daughter's medication cost $63. The electric company had left a final notice taped to her door. She was 51 years old. A decade ago, she'd been a nursing student. Now she worked 3 part-time jobs and still couldn't make ends meet. The coffee shop fired her last week. Budget cuts, they said. She knew it was because she'd asked for predictable hours. Her phone buzzed. A text from her sister. "Need that $200 back." "Sorry." Claire closed her eyes. On her fridge, a photograph. Faded. A man in a police uniform. Detective Marcus Shaw. Her father. Smiling. Proud. Dead 23 years. She touched the frame. "I'm trying, Dad." Her laptop showed 17 job applications. All rejected. Until one. Moretti's Fine Dining. The email was curt. "Interview tomorrow. 6 a.m. Don't be late." Everyone in the city knew about Moretti's. You didn't ask questions there. You kept your head down, took your paycheck, and forgot what you saw. Claire stared at the email. She had $11 to her name. She clicked accept. But as she closed her laptop, her hand brushed a shoebox under her bed. Inside, newspaper clippings, court transcripts, a detective's badge, and a promise she'd made at a funeral. "I won't let them forget you." Vincent Moretti didn't walk into rooms. He consumed them. At Moretti's, the staff knew the rules. Eye contact, forbidden. Questions, never. Mistakes, unforgivable. Last month, a waiter brought red wine instead of white. Vincent didn't yell, didn't threaten. He just stared until the man started crying and quit on the spot. 2 weeks ago, a chef served salmon 30 seconds late. Vincent ate it in silence, then told the chef's landlord to evict him. The chef found out when his family was on the street. Vincent controlled everything. Judges, cops, city contracts. He'd built an empire on fear, precision, and the understanding that mercy was weakness. But every empire has a crack. His daughter, Sophia, was graduating law school. Vincent's face softened when he spoke about her. "She's going to be better than me," he told his right-hand man Marco. "She doesn't need to know what I did to give her this life." Vincent Moretti was a monster who loved one person. And monsters who love have something to lose. At tonight's dinner, Vincent would be celebrating Sophia's acceptance to a top firm. The biggest night of her life. He'd reserved the entire restaurant. Marco leaned close. "Boss, we vetted everyone. Staff's clean." Vincent nodded. "Good. Nothing ruins this." But he didn't control the past. And the past was already in his kitchen. Claire's first shift started at 4 p.m. The manager, a nervous man named Tony, rushed through instructions. "Keep your head down. Don't speak unless spoken to. Mr. Moretti's here tonight. Big celebration. You mess up, I can't protect you." Claire nodded. Tony led her through the dining room. Expensive. Intimidating. And then she saw him, Vincent Moretti, at the center table, laughing with his daughter. Claire's breath stopped. For 5 seconds, she was 28 again, standing in a hospital hallway. A doctor saying, "I'm sorry. He didn't make it." Her father's face. Pale. Still. Bruises around his throat. The official report, suicide. The truth, silenced. Because Detective Marcus Shaw was about to testify against Vincent Moretti. Claire's hands trembled. She steadied them against her apron. Vincent didn't look up, didn't recognize her. Why would he? She was nobody. A diner cook. Invisible. Tony assigned her to table 7. Vincent Moretti's table. Claire walked forward. Each step felt like walking through water. Vincent's daughter, Sophia, smiled at her. Warm. Kind. Thank you for being here tonight. Claire's chest tightened. Sophia looked so much like her father. Same eyes. Same confidence. She didn't know. Didn't know what he'd done to build this life for her. Vincent glanced up. Water. No ice. Claire met his eyes for 1 second. He looked through her. Because to him, she was nothing. But she wasn't there to serve him. She was there to make him remember. Pause the video. Comment below. If someone destroyed your family, what would you do? Revenge? Justice? Or something else? Claire placed the water glass in front of Vincent. Her hand was steady now. 23 years of grief had a way of turning fear into focus. Vincent didn't acknowledge her, just continued his conversation. Sophia, you're going to change this city. You're going to do what I never could, make it better. Sophia blushed. Dad, stop. I'm serious. Vincent's voice was almost tender. You're everything good I tried to be. Claire stood there, holding her tray, invisible. Vincent snapped his fingers without looking. Bring the menu. Not please. Not thank you. A snap. Like she was a dog. Marco, his bodyguard, watched her walk away. New girl. Doesn't matter. Vincent sipped his water. Long as she does her job. In the kitchen, Claire gripped the counter. Around her neck, hidden beneath her uniform, a locket. Inside, a photo of her father. The same photo Vincent would see in 3 hours. Tony rushed past. You good? Yeah. Claire's voice was hollow. Good. Don't screw this up. She wouldn't. But not for the reasons he thought. Because she wasn't there to serve Vincent Moretti. She was there to break him. Summer 2002. Detective Marcus Shaw was 43. A good cop in a dirty city. For 2 years, he'd been building a case against Vincent Moretti. Racketeering. Extortion. Murder. Marcus had the evidence. Wiretaps. Ledgers. A witness willing to testify. The trial was 3 days away. His daughter, Claire, 28, pregnant, newly married, begged him to walk away. Dad, please. These people don't lose. They eliminate. Marcus kissed her forehead. If good people stay silent, men like Moretti win. I can't let that happen. What about me? What about your grandchild? I'm doing this for you, so you can live in a city where the law matters. That night, Marcus reviewed his testimony one last time. The next morning, his body was found in his home office. Rope around his neck. Chair kicked over. Suicide, the report said. But Claire knew. The detective who investigated Vincent's friend closed the case in 48 hours. No autopsy. No questions. At the funeral, Claire was 7 months pregnant. Her husband held her as she collapsed. Vincent Moretti attended. Sent flowers. Such a tragedy, he told reporters. Detective Shaw was a hero. Claire saw him. Standing in the back. Expressionless. Their eyes met for 1 second. He looked away. That night, Claire delivered early. The trauma triggered labor. Her daughter, Emma, was born 3 weeks premature. Claire's husband couldn't handle the grief. He left within a year. Claire raised Emma alone, working dead-end jobs, scraping by. But every year, on the anniversary, she visited her father's grave. And every year, she whispered the same promise. I will make them remember you. For 23 years, she survived. Until now. 10 p.m. Dinner service was winding down. Sophia hugged her father. Thank you for tonight, Dad. I love you. Vincent's face, hard, cold with everyone else, softened. I love you too, sweetheart. You're my whole world. Claire watched from the kitchen doorway. Her chest ached. Vincent Moretti was a monster. A killer. A man who destroyed her family. But he was also a father who loved his daughter the way her father had loved her. Claire's resolve wavered. She went to the break room, pulled out her bag. Inside, a manila envelope, photographs, newspaper clippings, her father's detective badge, and a handwritten note. She'd planned this for months. Found out about Sophia's celebration. Applied for the job. Got assigned to his table. Everything had fallen into place. But now, watching Vincent with Sophia, Claire felt something unexpected. Doubt. Her phone buzzed. A text from Emma. Asterisk, Mom, can you grab my meds tomorrow? I'm out. Asterisk. Claire looked at the medical bill on her phone. $127 overdue. She looked at the envelope. Vincent Moretti had stolen her father, her future, her stability. For 23 years, she'd lived with that wound. And tonight, she would make him feel it. Claire wrote something on a small card, folded it carefully, placed it inside a napkin with the photograph. What she wrote would crack his armor. Pause. Comment below. Is confronting him right? Or should she let it go? Claire approached table 7. Sophia was gone. Just Vincent and Marco remained. Your check, sir. Claire's voice was steady. Vincent didn't look up. Leave it. There's something else. Claire placed the folded napkin on the table. Vincent's eyes narrowed. What is this? Open it. Marco stepped forward. Watch your tone. Open it, Claire repeated. Something in her voice made Vincent pause. He unfolded the napkin. The photograph fell onto the table. Black and white. A man in a detective's uniform. Smiling. Vincent's face drained of color. He picked up the card beneath it. Detective Marcus Shaw. Murdered August 12, 2002. You remember. Vincent's hands trembled. The card fell from his fingers. Everyone out. His voice was a whisper. Marco frowned. Boss. Out. Now. The staff fled. Marco hesitated, then followed. The restaurant emptied in seconds. Just Claire and Vincent. He stared at the photograph. Who are you? His daughter. Vincent's jaw clenched. He killed himself. You killed him. I didn't. Don't. Claire's voice cut through his lie. I know what you did. I know the detective who closed the case was your friend. I know my father was going to testify. I know you made it look like suicide. Vincent said nothing. For 23 years, I lived with that. Claire's voice shook. I was pregnant. My husband left. I raised my daughter alone. Working garbage jobs. Barely surviving. While you built this. She gestured around the restaurant. Vincent finally looked at her. Really looked. I don't expect you to confess, Claire continued. I don't expect justice. I just need you to know something. What? His name was Marcus Shaw. He had a daughter who loved him. A grandchild he never met. He was a good man. And you erased him like he was nothing. Vincent's face twisted. You think I don't? He stopped. Don't what? And he had no idea what she'd say next. Vincent stood. You came here to what? Shame me? Threaten me? No. Claire's voice was quiet. I came here to make you remember. I remember. Vincent's composure cracked. You think I don't remember every name? Every face? Every choice I made? Then say his name. What? Say it. Claire stepped closer. Say my father's name. Vincent's mouth opened. Nothing came out. You can't even do that. Claire's eyes filled with tears. He was a person. Not a problem. Not a witness. A person. And you took him from me. Vincent's shoulders sagged. I had no choice. Everyone has a choice. You don't understand. Vincent's voice dropped. I built this empire on hard decisions. Your father was going to destroy everything. Everything I built for my family. For Sophia. So my family didn't matter? I didn't say that. You didn't have to. Claire wiped her eyes. I watched you tonight. With your daughter. You love her. I see that. And it made me realize something. What? You're just like my dad. He loved me the same way. He made a hard choice too. To testify. Knowing it might cost him. Because he believed in something bigger than himself. Vincent flinched. But here's the difference, Claire continued. He chose right. You chose fear. And 23 years later, You're still living with it. You don't know anything about me. I know you keep that photo in your office. Vincent froze. The one of Sophia as a baby, Claire said softly. On your desk. In the silver frame. Because she's your redemption. The reason all of this was worth it. How did you? I've watched you for months. Learned everything. Where you eat. Who you trust. What you love. Claire's voice hardened. And I realized something else. What? I already forgave you. Vincent stared at her. For myself, Claire clarified. Because carrying hate for 23 years was destroying me. So I let it go. I forgave you. Then why are you here? Because watching you tonight, seeing you with Sophia, I realized something else. You get to have what my father never did. You get to watch your daughter succeed. Grow. Live. Vincent's eyes glistened. And I needed you to know, Claire whispered, that every moment you have with her is a moment my father never got with me. Every graduation, every celebration, every hug, he's gone. And you're the reason. Silence. Vincent sat down heavily. What do you want from me? I want you to live with it. Vincent looked at the photograph. I do, he said finally. Live with it. Every day. Claire said nothing. After your father. Vincent's voice was hollow. I couldn't sleep. For months. Every time I closed my eyes, I saw his face. So I made changes. What kind of changes? I stopped the violence. No more accidents. I built legitimate businesses. I kept my distance from the ugly work. Vincent rubbed his face. I told myself it was strategic. But the truth? I couldn't stomach it anymore. Because of my father. Because I'm not that person anymore. Or I'm trying not to be. Claire wanted to hate him, to scream, to hurt him the way he'd hurt her. But looking at him now, broken, old, guilty, she just felt tired. I have a daughter, Claire said. She's 22. She's sick. Needs medication I can't afford. I work 3 jobs, and I'm still drowning. Vincent reached for his wallet. Don't. Claire held up her hand. Let me help. I don't want your money. It's not charity. Vincent's voice was firm. It's penance. Let me do something. Please. Claire hesitated. Vincent pulled out a business card. Wrote something on the back. This is my lawyer. He handles a foundation. Scholarships. Medical assistance. For families of people I've hurt. You have a foundation? Anonymous. No one knows it's mine. Not even Sophia. Vincent slid the card across. Call him. He'll make sure your daughter gets what she needs. No strings. Claire stared at the card. I can't bring your father back, Vincent said quietly. But I can try to make sure his sacrifice wasn't for nothing. Claire picked up the card. Why should I believe you? Because I've spent 23 years trying to be worthy of my daughter's love. And I'm still failing. Vincent looked at the photograph. But maybe helping you is a start. Claire stood, picked up the photograph. She placed it in front of Vincent. Keep it. What? His name was Marcus Shaw. He had a daughter named Claire. A granddaughter named Emma. He loved jazz music. Made terrible pancakes. And he believed people could be better. Vincent stared at the photo. Remember him, Claire said. Not as the man who almost destroyed you, but as a person who mattered. She walked toward the door. Claire. She turned. I'm sorry. Vincent's voice cracked. For what it's worth. I'm sorry. Claire nodded once. And left. 6 months later. Emma's medication was covered. Fully. No more bills. Claire got a job at a community center. Better pay. Benefits. Stability. She visited her father's grave every Sunday. Told him about Emma's progress. About the new job. About Vincent. I don't know if I did the right thing, Dad, she whispered. But I think you'd understand. At Moretti's, Vincent kept the photograph on his desk. Every morning, he looked at it. Detective Marcus Shaw. Smiling. Proud. A reminder. An anchor. A penance. Sophia noticed at once. Who's that? Someone who mattered, Vincent said quietly. An anonymous donation, $500,000, was made to a police memorial fund. In honor of Detective Marcus Shaw. The news barely covered it. But Claire saw it. She cried. Claire taught Emma something her father taught her. Everyone you meet is carrying a weight you can't see. Be kind, even to people who don't deserve it, because kindness isn't about them. It's about who you choose to be. Emma asked, even to bad people? Claire thought of Vincent, of her father, of forgiveness that doesn't erase pain but makes it bearable. Especially to bad people, she said, because sometimes that's how they become better. So here's the question. Was Claire right? Should she have forgiven him, taken his help, let him try to make amends? Or should some sins be unforgivable? Comment below. 1. Was Claire too forgiving? 2. Did Vincent deserve a second chance? 3. What would you have done? Hit subscribe. Because next week, we're telling the story of a CEO who destroyed a whistleblower's life, until that whistleblower became his daughter's doctor. And remember, everyone you meet is fighting a battle you know nothing about. Even the people who hurt you are carrying pain. That doesn't excuse what they did. But maybe, just maybe, it explains it. Be kind, even when it's hard. Especially when it's hard. Because sometimes, kindness is the most powerful weapon of all.